Yeah, I mean, you'd think with the adrenaline pumping severely after seeing someone literally become a man kebab, uh, I would do the very same, Lost, 100%.
Yes,
So,
we're very anti-man kebab.
okay, so as everyone knows, freelance investigative journalist Miles Upshur, I love the name, receives an anonymous email that inhumane experiments are being conducted at Mount Massive Asylum, which would probably be a dream come true to anyone trying to be an aspiring, a journalist, get that big scoop and all that. So, Mount Massive Asylum, a private psychiatric hospital owned by the notoriously unethical Murkoff Corporation, he goes there. And
Yeah, he does. That's like the basis of the game. He goes to a place.
yep, there's no ulterior methods other than he's just got to get the scoop. And upon entering, Miles is shocked to discover its halls ransacked and littered with the mutilated corpses of the staff.
Now,
Oh God,
I
it was all true.
I am not shocked though, because we kind of knew it was a horror game. Imagine if he goes there and he discovers that everything's okay and they're actually doing really good, making some headway with all of these very unstable people, and some of them are even being transitioned into normal society, and everybody loves everyone.
And then the drugs wear off, and he wakes up in a cell, a padded cell, and the game starts with him breaking out, and that's the game.
Oh god, I want to play one of those crazy people once. That actually sounds pretty fun, not gonna lie.
So, Miles Upshur is informed by a dying officer of Murkoff's private military unit in the asylum that Mount Massive's deranged inmates, known as variants, have escaped and are freely roaming the grounds, butchering Murkoff's employees. If it wasn't obvious already, because when you find this guy, he's literally impaled.
Oh yeah, it's almost like he has, like, I don't know, it's up his ass, through his body and out his neck or something. It doesn't really look like he would like to live through that experience.
Not at all. So this officer, he implores him to leave, obviously, so he doesn't get, rammed up the butt by a giant pole as well. And Miles finds that he can't return the way he came, and thus has to keep going through the asylum. And that's where the game really gets interesting.
Yes, because since this is a video game logic, he can't just take like a chair to the window and jump out the way he came. Granted, the windows are probably a little extra strong because, they are a bunch of maniacs there, but at the same time, it's not like there are bars there. I would probably have done my damnedest to kick out that goddamn window and just leg it.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think with the adrenaline pumping severely after seeing someone literally become a man kebab, I would do the very same, Lost, 100%.
Yes,
So,
we're very anti-man kebab.
all right. So as Miles searches for an exit, he is ambushed by a hulking variant named Chris Walker, probably the most famous enemy in the entire game, who proceeds to hurl him through a window into the lobby, knocking him completely unconscious. While incapacitated, Miles encounters Father Martin Archibald. I said that right, yes.
Maybe? I don't know.
Possibly. I'm going to pretend I did.
Yeah.
A self-anointed priest with schizopal. Oh. Schizotypal personality disorder, who claims Miles is his apostle. Oh boy. And sabotages his escape by cutting off power to the front doors. Miles proceeds to go and restore the power, but Father Martin gets the jump on him and injects him with anesthesiac. It is then from there he shows Miles footage of the Wall Rider, an entity killing patients and personnel alike, which he claims is responsible for the asylum's ransacking as a whole. And forget Chris Walker, all right? This guy is the real Mama Jama we're going to meet at the end of the game. We'll get to him in a little bit. Regaining consciousness, Miles finds himself trapped in a decaying cell block filled with catatonic and demented patients. He escapes through the sewers to the main wards, pursued by Walker and two cannibalistic twins, only to be captured by Rick Traeger, a former Murkoff executive driven insane like the other inmates. If you don't remember who this is, Lost, he is the insane doctor.
Yes, I do actually remember this man. He cuts off one of your fingers if I remember right.
Yeah, multiple. I feel like it'd be pretty hard to hold a camera with that hand, to say the least.
Oh yeah. Well, you do have like, don't you have like a strap around it? So while it would be bloody and a little slippery, I think you could still work with it. You know.
That's true. That's true. We've gone this far. We're gonna be a man and get through the end. Yes, you're right, Lost. So as you said, Traeger straps Miles to a wheelchair and amputates a couple of his fingers with a pair of bone shears, preparing to do the same to his tongue and genitals.
Oh!
Yeah.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah, okay, so he doesn't say that he's gonna do it, but as you're leaving, as you escape, because you do, obviously, you escape the strapped chair that you're in, you see the other patients that he's worked on, in which he did the same thing. He cut off their tongue and genitals. It's awful.
Yeah.
So, Miles escapes Traeger and flees to the elevator, inadvertently crushing him between floors when he attacks him, because he lunges at him, gets caught in the elevator, and gets squished. Good riddance. My genitals are mine. You can't have them.
Oh, but I'm so interested in your genitals, Thani. Damn it.
Not today. Oh, you meddling kids. I imagined you saying that, Lost.
Oh, you meddling kids playing with my genitals.
Like it's a Scooby-Doo skit.
You see Scooby-Doo just run in the background with a dick in his mouth.
Ruh-roh, Raggy. This is mine now.
A road job.
Oh no. Like, give that back, Scoob. What are you doing with that?
We're definitely demonetized now.
Oh no. So, Miles ventures further into the hospital and reconvenes with Father Martin, who tells him to go to the asylum's chapel. Upon reaching an auditorium, Miles learns that the Wall Rider was created by Dr. Rudolf Gustav Wernicke, a German scientist brought to the United States during Operation Paperclip. Wait, Operation Paperclip, really?
That's a real thing, because I have a link that leads to it, and Operation Paperclip was a secret program of Joint Intelligence Objectives Agency, largely carried out by the special agents of the Army, in which more than 1,600 German scientists, engineers and technicians, such as Werner von Braun and his V2 rocket team, were taken from Germany to the United States.
Oh, fascinating. That's so cool. That's really cool. And here I thought that, Operation Paperclip was just a dorky thing, but that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Wernicke believed that intensive dream therapy conducted on traumatized patients could connect swarms of nanites into a single malevolent being. Foreshadowing.
Why would it have to be malevolent, though? I mean... Why?
That's a good question. Why can't we just have a single, happy, nice being?
It feels like it's a really bad idea, and for a guy to go like, let's create like an evil monster, and then everybody's around him is like, but does it have to be evil? But I suppose. Yeah. No, but I mean, it's a monster.
If the only you had been there, Lost, to talk him literally out of this, because the thought of creating a super being, an evil super being at that, just is not a good idea in the slightest.
No, man.
Miles finds Father Martin, after all this time, crucified in the chapel. He gives Miles a key to the atrium elevator that he insists will take him to freedom, before immediately immolating himself.
As one does.
Naturally,
Mm-hmm.
Miles takes the elevator, which descends into a subterranean laboratory. And the Walker, remember Chris Walker?
The Chris Walker.
That's right, the one and only. He's such a good villain, honestly. But his screen time is cut short because, guess what?
What?
The Wall Rider eviscerates him instantly.
Yeah, I mean, it's malevolent. It's what it does. Why are people surprised by this?
True. Oh god. Miles locates an aged Wernicke who confirms that the Wall Rider is a biotechnological nanite entity controlled by Billy Hope, a comatose subject of Murkoff's experiments. He orders Miles to terminate Billy's life support in the hopes that this will destroy the Wall Rider. Miles accomplishes this task. However, just before Billy dies, the Wall Rider attacks Miles and possesses his body. And on his way out of the laboratory, Miles encounters a Murkoff military team led by Wernicke, who's still alive after all this time, which guns him down.
Yeah, I mean, we already established that they are incredibly unethical.
Fair point, honestly. I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Oh, a horrified Wernicke realizes that Miles is the Wall Rider's new host. Panicked screams and gunfire are heard as the screen fades to black. I don't think they were successful in their unethical activities, Lost.
Well, they were successful at creating the Wall Rider, and then the Wall Rider, which is of course malevolent, just starts murdering everybody. Again, do I have to say that creating something specifically to be evil is not a good idea? You will not have control, it will kill people, and it's just really bad PR.
When will these German scientists ever learn? Ugh.
Well, in the DLC of this game, you play as Waylon Park, I believe, a software engineer working at Mount Massive Asylum for Murkoff. His job entails maintaining the morphogenic engine which controls lucid dreaming in comatose individuals as the comatose host of the Wall Rider. After several experiences working directly with the engine and witnessing its effect on the facility's patients, he sends an anonymous email to reporter Miles Upshur, which was...
The guy from the first game.
Yes, to expose the corporation. Shortly afterwards, Park is summoned to the underground laboratory operations centers to debug a monitoring system. When he returns to his laptop, his supervisor, Jeremy Blair, has him detained and subjected to the morphogenic engine after discovering his email. However, when the Wall Rider is unleashed, which leads to the event in the main story, Park escapes and takes a camcorder. He roams the increasingly decrepit facility as surviving guards and medical personnel try to evade the newly freed patients, searching for a shortwave radio that he can use to contact the authorities, all while eluding a cannibal named Frank Menara, who wields an electric bone saw.
Oh god, I remember Frank Minera, but he's completely overshadowed by the next villain in this DLC.
Well, just as Park manages to find a working radio transmitter, Blair appears and subdues him, destroying the transmitter and leaving Park to die. Park finds his way to the asylum's vocational block, where he is chased by Eddie Gluskin, a serial killer obsessed with finding the perfect bride.
That's right.
By killing other patients and mutilating the genitalia.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna find the perfect bride anytime soon.
Why are we so focused on mutilating genitalia in these games? Could we
Hey,
have a non-genitalia mutilization session?
now that you mention it, there is a lot of focus on that. I mean, heck, even the two twins from the first game, don't they chase you naked?
Listen, maybe it's been a while, but I guess after we've done here and after I have to edit this, I'm gonna be looking at a whole lot of dongs or places where dongs used to be.
Please continue, Lost.
Yes, of course. So you see, Gluskin captures Park and tries to hang him in a gymnasium with his other victims, but during the struggle he becomes entangled in his pulley system and impaled by a loose section of rebar. At daybreak, Murkoff's paramilitary division arrives at the asylum intent on eliminating the variants. Parks slips past them and escapes into the main lobby. There he finds a gravely wounded Blair, who stabs him suddenly, insisting that no one can know the truth about Mount Massive, but the Wall Rider kills him before he can finish Park off. Park then stumbles out of the open front door and towards Miles Upshore's jeep, which is still idling near the main gate. He takes the jeep and drives away as Miles, now the Wall Rider's host, also emerges from the asylum. In the epilogue, Park is sitting at a laptop with the videos ready for upload to expose Murkoff Corporation. An associate informs him that there will be more than enough to ruin Murkoff, but is warned that they will seek to eliminate him and his family. Despite some initial hesitation, Park decides to upload the file.
He uploads the file and is the hero that we all wanted.
Yes, well, at least he keeps his genitalia.
True. And speaking of heroes that I never knew that I wanted, my sister just slipped a peppermint underneath the door. Thank you. Like, I'm not even kidding. She just came to my door, did that, and left. I heard her walk down the hallway.
Well, that is lovely, and everybody will now know how lovely your sister is. And I also feel like I need to say that she also has non-mutilated genitalia. I want everybody to know no genitalia was mutilated during this recording session.
The game is gone. Do you lost? Now you can't stop thinking about genitalia.
No. I'm sorry. I'm stuck. There's genitalia on my brain. I can't get it out.
Yeah. So you're just gonna have to take it from everyone like the insane doctor. Hey. I don't know. I really like the plot of the original Outlast. The first Outlast is just so memorable to me. I remember it as a big part of my childhood, especially after playing it and then watching YouTubers play it.
Oh, I know, and I can't really. The second one, I don't remember as well. I think it's because the asylum itself had so much personality, and in the sequel, you kind of move through this. I know it's like a creepy village or something. Where there's a bunch of, I don't know, uncle daddies.
Yeah, it's like if I remember correctly, it's like an evil cult village, something along those lines. And I'm not gonna lie, they completely lost me. I didn't even finish Outlast 2 because it was just so stereotypical.
And it also went like really, really vague, I remember, in the story. So, I mean, we're a little late for a story explained, but we might as well try it out at some point.
Vague and ambitious. Dude, I gotta tell you, this is between us, all three of us. All right, I'm gonna tell you a little story. All right, no one else needs to know this, okay?
Okay, I'm not recording this for use later.
Okay, good, very good. Okay, so I played through a little bit of Outlast 2 on my main channel, and I never finished it because, again, I got bored. But I made a video, and it was called Marta Farta. Now, hold on. Before you question it,
okay,
let me tell you, I went on Outlast 2's wiki. I looked up one of the names of the antagonists, right? The girl with the pickaxe. Her name is Marta. I just thought it would be so great if I named the video Marta Farta and had a montage of me dying for the whole video. And it was just this short, tiny video. It was the worst mistake of my life. I hid it. I changed it immediately. It got no views. It was like 10 hours of work for nothing.
Aw. I've been there, man. I've been there. I've written like what was it, 10? I don't know if I put 10 hours in something that I never did finish. Oh, I did actually. I remember writing the script for the Goemon video. I didn't finish it for some reason.
If I remember Lost, that video is just cursed because not only was the name cursed, but the footage got corrupt. So I had to remake it. Okay, then I rendered it with some classical music, which got copyrighted. So I had to change the music to something else. That was like, surely this isn't copyrighted. So then I did, and that got copyrighted too. And I was just like, you know what, screw it. And it only got, I think, like 700 views or something like that.
Well, yeah, that's how that goes. You know, you got all of your fame from Dark Souls, so.
Dude, that was actually before Dark Souls.
Oh, well, how many people did you have on as a sub base then?
Dude, I think I only had like 100 subs.
Well,
it only got
700 views is good enough then.
I think it only got views after the Dark Souls bloom, if I'm being honest with you.
Well, did you delete that permanently?
I think it's still there. I think you could actually go watch it if you wanted to.
I might have to do that now. I
No,
might
no.
have to.
No.
Yes. At any rate, that was a really good and interesting story that we're not going to tell anybody of. Isn't that right, Thani?
That's right, Lost. We're not going to tell a single soul.